Guys, this is Deepak back, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can read the messages and delete it. And do check the theoretical section before coming to this point. Do check all the theory that I have explained. Otherwise, things are not going to be clear. So I just created in the last video a queue and passed two messages. So you can see here and click here and see the view message, and it's gonna we have to say start polling for message. So it is polled, and it will poll for 30 seconds. It will poll, so I can say poll for 5 seconds, and it's polling. And once it is viewed, it is your responsibility to delete it. So we can click that, select and delete the messages. So I don't want to delete, and just close it. So this is one way of viewing the messages. Second way is I'm going to show through our Java SDK, Java Software Development Kit. First step is we have to set up the environment variable for access key and secret key. So there are many ways to do it. I prefer one approach where in Windows I'm setting this environment variable credential profile file. So you have to create a profile file and give the access key and your secret key details. Please do understand these things. Already explained it earlier. Please do check my previous videos on IAM. Please do check it, and you will come to this. You will understand what is secret key and access key, and set a profile as a default profile. And then once you do it, you can go to environment variable, environment in Windows environment. You can go here and create a parameter AWS credential profile and give the parameter to that. Right, and that's it. That's all you have to do. These two things you have to do. And here I just created one Java-based solution. So you create a POM project, POM Maven project. In this POM.xml, I'm just copying pasting this dependency artifact and version. And I'll put all this code in GitHub. You'll get all the code in GitHub. I'll put on the links down later in this video. So you'll get all the code as well through GitHub. And I'm just going, once this dependency is downloaded, then I just create one simple Java file. And how to sample code is also available here. So if you go to simple service, this SQS documentation, you go here, here in SQS docs, you will be getting, you will see the documentation of how to use the Java SDK. So you have the standard code, and you can see the full code also. Just click here, you will see the full dependency that you need to add and the code. So you can just kind of copy paste, which kind of I have also done for this tutorial. So I've done the same. So I'm just going to say testing SQS test SQS. Just created an object and class for SQS testing. And here I'm just trying to, here a queue named my queue is getting created. I don't need that. I'm just going to kind of let me comment this, and I'm commenting it. I'm just gonna print here the list of queues. So let us run it. What is the error here? Okay. That was some sort of a mistake there. And just running it here. Yeah. So when this runs, yes, you can see security token invalid. So getting some error. Security token is invalid. Very good. So yeah, I'll check it out and I'll come back in a minute. So guys, yeah, so here is my Java SDK Java code. This is my Java code. I showed you can copy the code from there also. And in order to ensure your Java code works, there is one thing you have to make sure. You have to ensure that AWS configure is set up properly. You use the AWS configure to put your username, put your secret key and access key. Only when you set up the AWS configure command properly, you will be able to kind of uh, run anything. Like now I am trying to get the list of for all the queues. I want to get the queue URL. So first step is you create a final constant, which is of type SQS client builder, and set the default client. And then once it is done, you can say that for this SQS client, you get the queue URL, and I say or I want to get all the queues, so I will say I'll submit a receive message request, which will sorry here I don't know what is this error identifier expected. Let us run this. Let us run this. Let us see what is this error. It's called default client. Okay. So this is the problem here. So first we are defining the default client SQS setup, and then I'm just trying to list all the queue URLs. So I call the SQS object which I created here, which is an instance of Amazon client enter default. For that, I am listing all the queues for each of the queue, whatever is list for each of the resultant object IDs, which are list of queues. I will get the list of URL and pass them to this variable for URL and printing that queue URL. So pretty simple. Let us run this, and as you see, when you run, you get the list of queues. And next I'm just gonna print the messages. So say I'm gonna first get for that first step is get the queue URL. So I'm gonna get the queue URL for this queue. This one I'm getting for Proj 001. So I'm just passing in this this queue number in the get queue URL, and then I will say start. I'm going to create a message request, which will say the default time is like 30 seconds. It will poll for all the queues available. And then for this message request, I'm going to start receiving message. So I just so I'm just trying to receive message for this message request, and for that output, I'll get all the messages as a list of messages, and we will loop through all the messages here. Final message variable of type message, which we are looping through message and then printing the message ID, the message body, etc. So and so just printing a blank line in the end. So let us run this thing, and it's gonna print all the messages. So I can see I got the message. This my second message. Probably the first message was deleted. So if I just type in another message here, I just put some other message. I'm just sending a message here. And if you run this now, you should get getting only one message. Okay. It is okay. So it should ideally send across all the messages. So maybe it is not pulled yet. That message is not yet pulled. So if I run this again, so the point is, it is not giving all the messages. It takes time to pull, but it does give some of the messages. So once you receive it, you can delete the message. If you run it different times, you are gonna get third message. Next time you will get different sort of messages. So you see it's got third message, second message, etc. So ideally you should receive it and delete the message. Okay, so let us click this and let us then say, let us view and delete messages here. So if you see here, the order is not maintained. This should have come first and this and this. So the order will be maintained in the FIFO queue, but not in the static queue. So that is a key differences here we should understand. I'm not going to create a FIFO queue now, but let us just delete these two maybe. Let us, so just deleted it. And now if you run this, you should get only, once you delete, you got only the third message. Yeah. So ideally you would receive it and immediately delete it. That's a delete API also, which is there, which can be used. That API can be used to delete. And I'm not gonna do it now. So all right, so that's it kind of about this SQS training on this simple message queue. And I would rather ask you to please go and do check all the theory. Please do check the theory section, whatever I have explained. Please do check it out, okay? Then you will understand what I'm saying in more detail. I have explained all these concepts. So please do check it out. So see you later in another video. Bye.